Hi guys, welcome to Chidre's Tech Tutorials educational YouTube channel. If you scroll down, you find Web Design and Development Tutorials section. If you click on it, if you scroll down, you find JavaScript Interactive Applications playlist. I click on View Full Playlist. In this playlist, you find many JavaScript interactive applications already explained. I suggest you people to try all these things, guys. In this video, we understand how do we create distance calculator app in JavaScript. We understand how do we create distance calculator app in JavaScript. So let's get started. First we understand the problem. Okay, first we understand the problem. Consider this is x-axis, consider this is y-axis. Okay, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. We know that at this place it is a origin, right? It is a origin where x is 0, y is 0. Consider we have a point here. We have one point. I call this as P1. Okay, this point is at the origin whose x is 0, y is 0. Simply I say this one x1 and y1. Okay, x1 is 0, y1 is 0. Okay, that is point 1 x and y. Now let's say here we have 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units. Okay, here 1, 2, 3 and 4 units. Consider we have another point here which I call P2. P2 x position is 3, right? Because 1, 2, 3. See, okay, 3 units away in the x-axis, and in the y-axis it is 4 units away. So y will be 4. Understanding? So I call this as x2 comma y2. So x2 is 3, y2 is 4. What we have to do? We have to find distance between point 1 and point 2. How do we find the distance? So there is a process. Let's understand the process first. First we find the x distance. First we find the x distance. How do you find the x distance? By saying x2 minus x1. What is x2? x2 is 3 minus what is x1? x1 is 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. That is x distance, right? So you can see here it is exactly 3 units away. How do we find the y distance? y2 minus y1. What is y2? y2 is 4 minus y1 is 0. 4 minus 0 is 4, right? You can see in the y-axis 4 units away. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we found the x distance, we found the y distance. We have to find the actual distance. How do we find the actual distance? Using the Pythagoras theorem, which is x square plus y square, square root of x square plus y square. So I say a square root of, what is x? X is 3. 3 square is 9 plus what is y? Y is 4. That is y distance 4. 4 square is 16. So square root of 9 plus 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. That is the actual distance, guys. So this is how we find distance between 2 points or distance between objects. Understanding? Now we have to create the distance calculator app where user is going to enter the point 1 x1 y1 values, that is x and y, point 2 x and y, that is x2 y2. We have to implement this into a code. Okay, so let's try this. First I search for the notepad. You can see that the notepad is open. Here I am going to write basic structure of the HTML document. I say less than exclamation mark doc type HTML greater than. By reading this line of code, browsers understand given HTML document is HTML5 document. We know that our HTML document begins with opening HTML tag and ends with the closing HTML tag. In the opening HTML tag we write lang equal to en, which indicates language of this document is English. We know that our HTML document is divided into 2 sections, head and body. To indicate the head section, we write opening head tag and closing head tag. To indicate the body section, we write opening body tag and closing body tag. That's the body section. That's the head section. In the head section, we write meta char set equal to UTF-8, which indicates character set of this document is Unicode transformation format 8. I'm going to save this at the desktop. File, save as. I save it at the desktop with the name distance calculator app.html. Both sides I put double quotations and save. You should see the file created. I open it in the Chrome. Okay, it's open. I'm going to change the title. To change the title, of course we take help of the title tag. So I say opening title tag and closing title tag. Here I say distance calculator app. I save this, go to browser and reload. You can see the title is changed. First we define the structure of the application. To define the structure we take help of HTML, right? Because HTML is a structural language. We write here opening div and closing div. ID I am going to set distance calculator app. Inside this I am going to have a label, opening label, closing label. We know that label is used to display the text. So I say here 0.1 colon. If I save this, go to browser and reload, it displays 0.1 colon. Next I use a BR and then I say here another label, opening label and closing label. We'll display here x1. Okay, we ask user to enter x1, y1, x2, y2. So x1. I save it, go to browser and reload. You see x1 colon is displayed. In front of that I'm going to display the text box. To display the text box we use input, type is equal to text, and default value I set 0, and I'm going to give ID so that I can access it in JavaScript or CSS. I say here x1, txt x1. I save it, go to browser and reload. See x1 and we got a text box where user is going to enter the 0.1x. Okay, the same way I'm going to have y1. Okay, label, copy paste y1. Here I say txt y1. I save it, go to browser and reload. You see we got y1 colon and a text box. Okay, so here user is going to enter 0.1 x1 y1, that is 0 0. Okay, anyhow we have put the 0 0, no problem. Now same way we have to get 0.2 x and y, that is x2 y2. So I'm going to copy this thing and say br and paste. Here I say 0.2 x2 txt x2 y2 txt y2. I save it, go to browser and reload. You see 0.2 is displayed here, x2 y2 user is going to enter. Like he is going to enter 3 and 4. Understanding? 0 0 3 and 4. Next we create a button here. I say br, here I say input, type is equal to button, and I set value get distance. I save this, go to browser and reload. Get distance is displayed, you see that, and then I display the result in a span tag. I say opening span, closing span tag. Here I say ID SPN RESULT result will display in the span tag result, guys. So that is the structure of our application. We know that CSS is a presentational language which is used to present our web page, right, in a appealing way. So let's make it good looking. I am going to say here opening style tag, closing style tag, and I say here type is equal to text or CSS. We know that anything we write in between style tag is considered as the CSS code. First I apply styles to this div. So I'm going to access it by its ID. I say here hash distance calculator app, opening flower bracket and closing flower bracket. I set background color, background dash color of light gray. I save this, go to browser and reload. You see background color is applied. I'm going to set some padding. I say here padding, padding of 10 pixels. Save, go to browser and reload. You see padding is added. I'm going to reduce its width. I set the width to 20%. I save it, go to browser and reload. You can see width is reduced to 20%. I'm going to reduce the width of these text boxes. So simply I say here select any input element whose type attribute value is set to text. Opening flower bracket, closing flower bracket. Here type text, type text, type text, type text. So we are reducing the width of those text boxes. So width I am setting here 50 pixels. I save, go to browser and reload. You can see that width is reduced to 50 pixels. Also I am going to add some margin. I say here margin dash bottom of 15 pixels. I save it, go to browser and reload. You see we got some gap here. That's great. So this is a presentation. Okay, if you want you can make it more good looking, guys. I have just added just basic styling here. Now let's make it interactive. Let's calculate distance between 2 points. So we take help of JavaScript. We know that JavaScript is a behavioral language. So I say here opening script tag and closing script tag, and I say here type is equal to text or JavaScript. Anything we write in between the script tag is considered as the JavaScript code. Now on click get distance function should be called from the JavaScript. This function we are going to create in the JavaScript, guys. So here I say function get distance opening closing flower bracket. Let's check whether one on click is working or not. I say here alert, in double quotation I say clicked. I save it, go to browser and reload. If I click on get distance, we got an alert box saying clicked. So it's working. On click is working. It's calling this function. Fine. Now what we have to do? First we have to get the value from text boxes x1, y1, x2, y2. How do we get the value in these fields? Using document.getElementById. We can access the elements by their ID. So I'm giving the ID txt_x1 dot value. We want to get the value, right? Let's display whether we are able to get or not using the alert function. I save it, go to browser and reload. Here I give the x1 value 10 and say get distance. You see we are able to get this value 10. We are getting the value of txt_x1, right? We are getting the value of txt_x1, but this is of type string, guys. If I say here type of, save, go to browser and reload, I give the value 10 and say get distance. See, it is telling you are getting the value 10, but it is of type string. It's not a number. We have to convert it into a number. For that we use the number function. So we put the value that we are getting in the number function. I save it, go to browser and reload. I give here 10 and say get distance. See, it is telling now you are getting the 10 as number, not as a string. Okay, this value what we are getting, we are going to put in a variable called x1. Okay, we are putting in x1. In the same way we get y1, x2, y2. So I copy this, paste down. I say here y1 txt y1 txt y1, that is this. Okay, I am giving the ID here. Get the value of txt y1, put inside y1 variable. In the same way I am going to copy paste here. I say x2 txt x2 value y2 txt y2. Now we are able to get the values x1 y1 x2 y2, right? We are able to get these values x1 y1 x2 y2. Now we have to implement this process. First we have to find x distance, then y distance, then actual distance. For x distance, x2 minus x1. So what I do here, I will say where x is equal to x2 minus x1. So we get the x distance here. Next, where y equal to y2 minus y1. We get the y distance now. Next we have to get the actual distance. So here where distance is equal to, we have to say square root of x square plus y square. So how do we write that? We use math library. In that we have sqrt function. We are going to call that square root of x square. What is x square? X into x is x square plus, in brackets I say y into y, which is y square. So square root of x square plus y square. We got the distance, guys. We get the distance here. This distance will display in the SPN result. So how do we display? Again we say document.getElementById. Document.getElementById. I am going to give the ID SPN result. I am going to give the ID here SPN result dot inner HTML. Inner HTML means content of the tag, guys. Content inner HTML should be equal to, in double quotations I say distance colon. First it should display distance colon plus the distance, the actual distance that we are calculating, the value in the distance variable. That's it, guys. So that is how you convert any real world problem into a software code. I hope you understood up to here. Let me save and test. I save this code, go to browser and reload. x1 y1 0 0, x2 is 3, y2 is 4, right? You can see here x2 is 3, y2 is 4. Same thing I have given here. I click on the get distance. If I click on get distance, see it is displaying distance equal to 5. So we are successfully able to get this distance, guys. So we are successfully able to build actually the distance calculator app. Now you can give any point values. Okay, you can easily find distance between 2 points or distance between 2 objects by this function, guys. Okay, if you want to see exactly how it is working, we can see if I go here, customize, more tools, developer tools, I go to sources here. Okay, open the file, that is this file will open. Okay, you can see the code visible over here. So we have written all this code, right? Now I can put a breakpoint in this place. I put a breakpoint, maybe I'll put a breakpoint up here. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay, I refresh the page. I gave 0 0 and value 3 and 4. Now if I click on get distance, our code stops here. You see x1 is 0, y1 is 0. We got these two value here. x2 is 3, y2 is 4. x2 is 3, y2 is 4. We got the values, right? Now it is going to do x2 minus x1. x2 is 3, x1 is 0. 3 minus 0 is 3, which is stored in the x. Right, same thing we have done. 3 minus 0 is 3, which is stored in the x. Okay, let's say step over. So x is now 3, y2 is 4, y1 is 0. 4 minus 0 is going to be 4. So y is 4, you can see that. So that's what we got. 4 minus 0, 4. That's y value. Square root of x square plus y square. That's what we have to find out. Finally, we should get the value 5. So x square is 9, y square is 16, right? X square is 9, y square is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. 5 is stored in the distance, guys. Step over, you can see distance. And it will display here distance 5 as span tag content. See, distance 5 is displayed. So that is how it is going to work. I hope you guys have clearly understood how it works. So you can find distance between any other 2 points. Let's see here. I say x value of 3, y value of 3. The point 2, consider it is at 45 and 55. Let's find the distance between these 2 points now. If I say get distance, it is telling 66.84. That's the distance between point 1 and point 2, guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood. I strongly suggest you people to try this yourself. Okay, you should try it yourself step by step as I explained. You should be able to convert any mathematical problems into JavaScript code. You should be able to convert any problem into a code. Understanding? That's it, guys, for this video tutorial. If you like this video, hit the like button and share with your friends so that everyone will get benefited. In the upcoming video tutorials, we discuss more about JavaScript interactive applications. For more benefits and be up to date, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep sharing, keep supporting. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.